Chosen one, you are not like the rest, and that is why people treat you differently. You carry a spiritual weight that many can feel long before they understand it. Your presence alone exposes hearts, reveals intentions, and shakes spirits. You move differently, you speak differently, you survive what destroys others, and because of that, your enemies constantly underestimate you, until life forces them to learn the truth the hard way. A chosen one carries divine protection, spiritual insight, and an energy that cannot be duplicated. And when people try to come against that, they end up battling forces far greater than you. They learn through loss, through confusion, through sleepless nights, and through their own downfall, that you were never someone to play with. You were chosen not because you are perfect, but because God trusted you with battles others could not handle. You walk through storms with a strength that even you can't explain. You rise from betrayals that should have broken you. And every time an enemy thinks they have defeated you, they only push you into another level of elevation. That's why the chosen are feared, misunderstood, and targeted. People don't realize who you truly are until the consequences return to them. So, today, we're going to reveal the 9 things your enemies always learn the hard way about a chosen one. Lessons they never forget. 1. They learn you are protected in ways they can't understand. Enemies always assume you're standing alone because they can only see with physical eyes. They judge your situation based on what they can observe: your quiet nature, your isolation, your humility, or the fact that you don't boast about your strength or connections. They assume you're vulnerable, that you're easy to sabotage, and that you can be taken out with simple plots and petty schemes. But what they fail to understand is that the chosen never walk alone. You are surrounded by divine protection that cannot be explained by logic, psychology, or human understanding. There is an invisible shield around your life that blocks attacks before you even know they were sent. When enemies gather in secret rooms plotting your downfall, unseen forces scatter their plans. When someone tries to talk behind your back, the conversation collapses. When someone tries to curse you, the curse bounces back with force. Even when people try to harm you physically, emotionally, or spiritually, something always mysteriously stops them. Your enemies learn the hard way that spiritual protection is not a story for children. It is the reality surrounding the chosen ones. They begin to notice how every attack sent your way reverses itself, how every trap they set ends up trapping them instead, how every attempt to block your progress only elevates you. And slowly, they begin to fear what they cannot see. They realize heaven has been walking with you the entire time, and that they were not fighting a single human being, they were fighting an anointed force. That is when they understand the truth: you are protected in ways they will never comprehend. 2. They learn their betrayal only levels you up. Enemies believe that betraying you will shatter your spirit. They think breaking your trust will make you crumble. They assume taking advantage of your kindness will destroy your confidence. They expect you to fall apart, lose hope, or give up on yourself. But chosen ones don't break the way ordinary people do. They transform. Every betrayal becomes fuel for your next level. Every heartbreak becomes a doorway to deeper wisdom. Every attack becomes a lesson God uses to elevate you. Your enemies don't understand that chosen ones are forged in pain, refined in betrayal, and strengthened through disappointment. They have no idea that the very moment they plot against you is the moment they unknowingly participate in your transformation. They watch you rise from the same situations they thought would bury you. They see you shine after they tried to dim your light with lies, manipulation, envy, or deceit. They learn that you are not someone who collapses, you evolve. And not just quietly, but visibly. They expected you to become weaker, smaller, or more insecure, but instead you become wiser, deeper, more aligned, more confident, and more spiritually powerful. Every time someone betrays you, you lose a weight you weren't meant to carry. Every time someone abandons you, God replaces them with clarity. Every time someone attempts to hurt you, you gain spiritual strength no one can steal. Eventually, your enemies stand confused, watching you grow from what was meant to break you. They realize too late that harming a chosen one is like adding fire to gold. You only make it shine brighter. Their betrayal never destroys you, it levels you up. 3. They learn you can see through fake intentions instantly. Chosen ones are spiritually intuitive in a way that cannot be taught, forced, or learned from books. You sense people's energy long before they speak. Your soul reads their intentions, even when their words sound sweet, polite, or supportive. You can feel jealousy in a handshake, deception in a compliment, and hidden hatred in a smile. Your spirit picks up what your mind has not yet processed. And because of this, your enemies learn the hard way that you saw them before they ever thought they were exposed. You notice their subtle jabs, their forced laughter, their shifting tone, their sudden distance, their fake support, their envious glances. You saw how they tried to copy you, compete with you, or secretly undermine you. But unlike them, you don't always confront or cause scenes, you simply withdraw your energy. You step back quietly, you stop giving access, and your silence speaks volumes. When you pull away, their mask falls off on its own. Suddenly they begin revealing the very side of themselves they tried to hide. Your absence makes their true intentions shine through. Your intuition exposes their heart, even while their mouth tries to pretend. And the most painful part for your enemies is this: you never needed proof. They were already spiritually revealed to you. While they thought they were deceiving you, you were simply observing them. While they believed they were manipulating you, you were already 10 steps ahead. They learned that chosen ones cannot be fooled, because their spirit reveals what people's words try to hide. Your discernment becomes their downfall. 4. They learn you are not easily broken or controlled. Enemies always target the chosen one's spirit because they cannot control your mind, your will, or your destiny. They want to manipulate you, guilt-trip you, intimidate you, or confuse you so they can maintain power over your life. They try emotional games, silent treatment, passive-aggressive comments, or outright disrespect, hoping you will fold. But chosen ones are spiritually grounded in a way that few understand. You have been shaped by storms, not comfort. You have survived battles that others know nothing about. You have walked through fires that would have destroyed most people. And because of that, you refuse to be controlled. You cannot be dominated by fear, pressured by manipulation, or broken by emotional attacks. Your resilience frustrates your enemies because no matter how much they try to weaken you, you remain unshaken. Every attempt they make only exposes how powerless they truly are. When they try to guilt-trip you, you rise above it. When they try to intimidate you, you stand stronger. When they try to shame you, you gain confidence. When they try to break your spirit, God strengthens it. Your enemies learn the hard way that you are not someone who bends to manipulation. You are not easily influenced by lies, flattery, or fear tactics. You move with power, self-respect, and divine authority. And the more they try to control you, the more obvious your spiritual strength becomes. Soon they realize their attacks only revealed their own weakness, not yours. They discover that you are a warrior in disguise, and warriors cannot be controlled. 5. They learn hurting you brings consequences they didn't expect. When someone harms a chosen one, life itself intervenes in ways that are undeniable. People who plot against you often think they can get away with it because their intentions are hidden, their actions are subtle, and their motives are concealed behind fake smiles or polite conversations. They assume that because you don't retaliate, nothing will happen. They assume that because you stay silent, you are weak. But they are forgetting one thing: when someone touches a chosen one, they are touching someone who is spiritually covered, divinely watched over, and energetically protected. The universe responds swiftly and precisely. Suddenly, their relationships begin to crumble without explanation. Their money stops flowing, their plans fall apart, their peace disappears, their confidence slowly melts into anxiety. They feel blocked, stuck, and spiritually heavy. They begin facing difficulties they cannot trace to any logical source. What they don't understand is that negative energy multiplies before returning to its sender. Whatever they sent your way, envy, lies, gossip, sabotage, comes back with force. They thought harming you was harmless, a little game, a small act of bitterness. But then their own life starts collapsing in areas they value the most. This is not revenge, It is spiritual consequence. It is the law of return. It is divine justice. They learn that your tears have power, your spirit has weight, and your purity has protection. They learn that the chosen one carries a covering that reacts automatically to danger. And the greatest lesson they learn is this: hurting a chosen one is never free. It comes with a price they were never prepared to pay. 6. They learn you don't chase people, you outgrow them. Enemies expect you to behave like the average person when they mistreat you. They think you will chase, beg, cling, or try to fix what they broke. They think you will compromise your worth just to keep a connection alive. They assume you depend on their validation, approval, or presence. But chosen ones operate differently. You don't chase people, you outgrow them. When someone mistreats you, you don't argue, you don't fight for attention, you don't try to prove your value. You simply walk away quietly and permanently. Your silence becomes your loudest response. Your absence becomes your greatest statement. And that silence pierces deeper than any confrontation ever could. You are not interested in forcing connections, maintaining toxic bonds, or convincing people to value you. You trust that whoever God removes was never meant to walk with you. You understand that rejection is redirection. And because of that, your enemies learn the hard way that losing you is a loss they cannot replace. The moment you detach, they feel the emptiness immediately. They notice the difference in their lives. They realize what they took for granted. They begin to miss the energy, the peace, the wisdom, the love, the presence you brought. Your absence becomes their mirror, reflecting their own mistakes. They learn that your departure is more powerful than their presence ever was. They learn that you were never desperate, you were growing. And once a chosen one outgrows someone, they never shrink back to fit into places they have outgrown. That lesson stays with your enemies forever. 7. They learn you are loved by many but underestimated by most. Enemies assume that because they underestimate you, everyone else does too. They think you are overlooked, undervalued, or insignificant. They think your quiet strength means you have no influence. But chosen ones carry a presence that is spiritually recognized even when the world hasn't fully acknowledged it yet. You attract admiration, loyalty, and support from unexpected places. Opportunities open for you without you having to force them. People feel drawn to you for reasons they cannot explain. Doors that were closed for others swing open for you. You receive favor from individuals who see your light, even when those closest to you don't. Your enemies watch as people speak highly of you, praise you, support you, and appreciate what you carry. They watch you walk into environments where you are instantly respected. They see strangers offer you kindness that they themselves never gave, and suddenly they realize the truth. The same person they look down on is deeply valued by others. They begin to understand that your worth was never determined by their limited perception. They misjudged you because they only saw your physical presence, not your spiritual calling, your inner power, your divine glow. They didn't realize the world sees what they failed to appreciate. And that revelation burns deeply. They learn that you are not just liked, you are favored. You are not just seen, you are spiritually recognized. You are not just appreciated, you are divinely celebrated. They learn that underestimating a chosen one is the greatest mistake anyone can make. 8. They learn you always rise after every fall. Chosen ones experience setbacks, betrayals, heartbreaks, financial losses, disappointments, and painful endings just like everyone else. But what sets you apart is your ability to rise every single time. You may fall, but you never stay down. You may cry, but you never remain broken. You may get knocked down, but you always return stronger. Your enemies watch you face battles that would have destroyed them completely, yet you stand tall again with renewed strength. They see you lose things that would crush another person, yet you rebuild with grace, courage, and resilience. Your rise confuses them because they cannot understand how someone who has faced so much can continue shining. They expected you to be finished. They expected that betrayal to destroy your trust. They expected that heartbreak to stop your growth. They expected that setback to kill your ambition. But you rise again and again, stronger, wiser, calmer, and more powerful. And the more you rise, the more they regret coming against you. They realize they were fighting someone with supernatural resilience, someone who grows through pain, someone who transforms through adversity, someone who doesn't fall apart, they rise above. Your enemies learn that the chosen one's spirit is unbreakable. They learn that every fall only positions you for a higher climb. They learn that rising is not something you do, it is who you are. 9. They learn you were sent, not self-made. Enemies think your strength, confidence, success, and peace come from luck, privilege, or simple hard work. They assume you are operating on human strength alone. They believe you are self-made, just another person trying to survive life. But what they fail to realize is that chosen ones are sent, not self-created. You were divinely appointed, spiritually equipped, and intentionally positioned. Your blessings are not random, they are assigned. Your breakthroughs are not accidents, they are aligned. Your protection is not coincidence, it is part of your calling. Your enemies learned the hard way that they were never just fighting you. They were fighting God's plan for your life. And no enemy, no hater, no plot, no trap, no jealousy, no witchcraft, and no sabotage can stop what heaven has ordained. They begin to notice how everything meant to destroy you only makes you stronger, how every door that closes is replaced by a better one, how every loss leads to divine restoration, how nothing they do slows you down. They realize that the chosen one is carried by purpose, guided by destiny, and strengthened by divine authority. And that is a battle they can never win. Their arms are too short to box with God. They finally understand that you didn't elevate yourself, God elevated you. You didn't survive by luck, you survived because you were sent. And once they understand this, fear replaces arrogance, regret replaces jealousy, and awareness replaces ignorance. They learn that you were chosen for a reason, and no enemy can undo what heaven has declared over your life. Chosen one, your enemies will always learn these lessons the hard way, because your life is divinely guided. This is the Chosen Seer channel. If this message reached you at the right time, it means God is confirming your identity. Before you go, make sure you subscribe for more spiritual messages like this. And if you received this word exactly when you needed it, type 1111 in the comment section for divine blessings, alignment, and protection over your life. Thank you for watching.